Okay, it's true. I've been asking myself this question for many years now, and I've come to a conclusion. The question was, does WWE hate their audience? The answer is yes. Because after this Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I think it's certain that they do. WWE doesn't give a shit about us fans. They just care about how many zeros are going to be put on their check when it finally comes through. Because some of the booking decisions on this show was absolutely horrendous. It really worries me that how any of this actually came through, how any of this was actually suggested, let alone actually put into effect. I mean, what is running through their mind? Like, some of the people in this company are so fucking stupid. They are just delusional. They must have the worst hearing in the world, because they even hear or pay attention to the audience in the show last night. Obviously not, because I don't think they're ever going to learn from their mistakes. I mean, WWE's, they haven't apologized for this show. Will they ever? No, because they don't care. And it makes me question why I'm still watching. Why should I watch a show where the people don't give a damn what I want? Their objective isn't to entertain us, it's to piss us off. And well done, WWE, you're doing a good job, because this show is horrible. Actually, I shouldn't say it was horrible. The booking decisions were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. The wrestling on the show was actually good. If the main reason, or the only reason you watch WWE is for good wrestling, you'll enjoy the show. But if you get affected by booking decisions and shit like that, you'll absolutely hate this show. And, you know, in my other review, I gave the show, I think it was 6.5 or something like that. Lower that to like 5 or 4.5, because when I did that review, I didn't take into effect the booking decisions, but I've come to realize that they were so horrendously bad that it's affected the show majorly. But, you know, getting into the card, the first match was the Rose Brothers versus New Age Outlaws for the WWE Tag Team Championships. This was on the kickoff, not the actual show. But after watching this match, it probably should have been on the actual card, because it was a good match. I can't remember how it went, but Cody has somehow countered one of Road Dogg's moves into the crossroads. It was an amazing counter. It was like my favourite part of the match. And it was full of that. It was full of good wrestling. But again, this match was an indication of what would happen later in the show, because bad booking definitely affected this match. Why the fuck did New Age Outlaws have to go over? That was so stupid. Do you really think they're going to be there every night on a consistent basis to actually defend their titles? No, they're part-timers, so why give them a title? That's like giving The Undertaker a WWE title and like him actually going away for a year like he always does and then coming back to defend it. It's not going to happen, so why did it happen here? You know, the reason it may have is to possibly set up the Rhodes Cody Rhodes Goldust match at Mania 30, and that's fine, but you could have found another opponent like the Usos, the Shield, Wyatt, the Real Americans, somebody who will be there all the time, and someone who will be able to have good wrestling matches. Now, granted, the New Age Outlaws, they helped this match majorly, but they can't have good matches like that every single night. So, give it to a team that can. But, no, you gotta consistently piss us off like this. Like, I swear Triple H wrote this show, because this is... all his buddies came back, you know, this was Triple H and Vince McMahon trolling to the max, and it was an indication of what would happen later in the show. But good match. Wrong team went over. Then we get into the actual card, and we got opening match, Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. This match was awesome. I only gave it 4.25 stars in my review. Upped that to at least 4.5 because this match was amazing. It was a lot different to what we see. It was a bit slow at times, but the stuff they did was very impactful. I mean, Daniel Bryan did a dive. This was actually the ending of the match, pretty much. Daniel Bryan did a dive through the second and top rope like he usually does, and Bray Wyatt caught him and put him in the Sister Abigail, and then did it onto the barricade. That was an awesome moment, and this match was just full of that. The only problem I have with the match, the wrong man went over. Look, I don't have a problem with Bray Wyatt. I think the Wyatt family are fucking awesome. Bray Wyatt, he's not the best talent, but he's made this gimmick his own, and he's really good at the character traits of it, and he deserves to be a big star. But I don't think he should have went over here. Part of the reason that is because Daniel Bryan's so over, and I think, making him lose and having him not in the Rumble, like, what the fuck? But getting past that for now, he should have won this match because he's the most over guy in the company. You might as well just have him win, you might as well just have him at the top, because it doesn't matter what happens, he's going to be over anyway. So why don't you take full advantage of that and actually have him win matches instead of making him look weak like he did here? It's just stupid booking and something I'm really getting pissed off at with WWE, but whatever. But apart from the result, it was a really great match. Probably an early match of the year candidate. So good way to open the show. Then we get Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. This was a 2-minute squash match, and that's probably the best thing they could have done. Everyone knew that this match wouldn't be a 5-star classic, so what better way to do it to make Brock Lesnar look like a dick and have him go over. The only problem I have is I think they took up too much time. Excuse me. Yeah, they took up too much time with all the chair shots. I mean, I swear he hit like 500,000 chair shots, Brock Lesnar. But I think they just went overboard with the amount of chair shots. You could have made your point with like a tenth of what they did, but no, they got to waste time. They could have used up this time to put the freaking tag team championship match on the actual card. No, you can't do that. Vince, you fucking dumbass. But whatever. This is probably the best thing they could have done. I think, they just took up too much time with this. And then we get to this. This will be fun to talk about. John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. The first thing I'm going to rant about this match is the advertising. Apparently this is the most anticipated rematch in WWE history. What? You gotta be joking. I mean, when I heard that, I literally started laughing out. Crying. Oh, laughing out, yeah. I was in tears from laughter, pretty much. Let's just put it that way. Because that is the biggest crock of shit I have ever heard. Who wanted to see this match again? I mean, not even like the little John Cena fans, the little kids would have wanted to see this match again, because all their matches are always so boring, and this one, for the most part, was no exception. The sad thing is, it was actually one of their better matches, and it still sucked balls. I think I gave this 3 stars in my over review. Take that down to like 2.5 too, because looking back at it, this match sucked. Especially the first 15 minutes, and then what do they do when the crowd starts getting on them majorly, like chanting Daniel Bryan throughout the entire match? They started hitting like 500,000 finishes. It's these two, they always need to get a fucking desired crowd reaction. They're always trying for that, and this match showed it clear as day. They started hitting finishes, including their own. Like, Randy Orton hit the Attitude Adjustment, John Cena hit the RKO. God. And while they were doing this, I was just thinking, they're just trying to get a reaction like Rock and Austin would. But there's a difference. People actually liked Rock and Austin. They don't like Cena and Orton. So, just give up. And then, there was another point earlier in the match. John Cena, this motherfucker, he's always... How far will he go to get a freaking... like, a positive crowd reaction? Why does he care? It still bothers me why he does, but... Earlier in the match, the crowd, they were chanting Y2J. So what does John Cena do? He attempts to go for the Walls of Jericho. Are you kidding me? Like, oh my god. It drives me crazy sometimes. Both of these guys do, and this match was no exception. So, yeah, they kept on hitting their finishes, and then John Cena had Randy Orton in the SDF. Looked like he was about to tap out, and then Bray Wyatt and the Wyatts saved this match when their like Titantron came up. I marked out. It was awesome. They screwed Cena. Only problem I have with that is, again, Cena can never lose cleanly, so of course he gets screwed here. But it was just cool to see the Wyatts out, and well, they didn't really save the match. The match still sucked, but you know, it was still cool to see. But yeah, this match was horrible. Hopefully we don't get it again. But then, saying that, you know, we were saying that in 2009, and then we got it again, and you know, I'm counting on seeing this match another 500 times before they, probably in the next 3 years or so, because Vince McMahon just loves the pairing of these two. Fuck. Whatever. Getting into the main event, we had the 30-man Royal Rumble, and I really liked this match up until about the 20th entrance. And then it all went to shit, quite honestly. The most significant parts of this Rumble, obviously number one would be Roman Reigns breaking the record for most eliminations. Roman Reigns was awesome in this Rumble, and it just shows the direction that he's heading in. Again, with WWE, I don't think with Roman Reigns, I don't think they could ignore the fans' reaction, and I think they have to give him a push, otherwise they're going to get so much hate that, you know, it'll majorly affect their company. But yeah, Roman Reigns was awesome. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, I'll throw him in as well. They both had good Marathon Man performances. They both lasted about 50 minutes, so that was good. Kofi Kingston did another spot. He actually did two. The first one was better, where we got this guy from NXT. I've never heard of him. He didn't look all that crash hot, so I didn't care. But Kofi Kingston got knocked off the apron, and this guy was holding him, put him on the barricade for some reason. I don't know why he just dropped him to the ground, but whatever. Maybe he's a Kofi Kingston fan. But yeah, he put Kingston on the apron, then Kofi did like a run up and jumped back onto the apron. That was really cool. It was a massive jump, and then no one cares about it. It wasn't really that good of a spot, the second one, so I won't go into that one. But yeah, so that was the good stuff. Oh, we also got the return of Sheamus, which was good. It was probably the only return I really got excited about, and I won't be the first to admit I think Sheamus' character is boring, but he's a good in-ring worker, so it was good to see him back. Getting into the mixed negative stuff, and there's a lot, which sucks, but the first one, so many spots were entrances were wasted. I mean, we got Corporate Kane, Kevin fucking Nash. What the hell is he doing back? It's overrated, motherfucker. But we got him, we got JBL, who, it was cool to see him, but he was in there for 5 seconds. And, El Torito, the bull, that stupid bull. Why does he have to be in the Rumble? No one gives a shit. Just, get rid of that team in general. But we got all that, and then back to Kane for a sec. He got eliminated within like the first few minutes, and then at the end he eliminated Punk. Punk was in there for like 50 minutes, so you mean to tell me that Kane just sat on his ass outside the ring for 40 minutes and waited for Punk to be most vulnerable until he eliminated him? God, he must be desperate to get his hands on Punk, but that made no sense. Yeah, like I said, after we got to about 20, the match took a nosedive, and then we get down to the last few minutes. The first thing I guess I'll talk about, this is where the bad booking really becomes a factor. Number 30, the crowd, they were chanting for Daniel Bryan throughout pretty much the entire match. Pretty much through the entire night, to be honest, but we get down to 30, thinking it's Bryan, and no, it's Rey Mysterio. And I feel sorry for Rey because it's not his fault, but he got booed to the absolute extreme. The fans were so disappointed we didn't get Bryan. I was too. But like again, I felt sorry for Rey. He was just put in a difficult situation that was out of his control. And then we get down to the final two, and it's Roman Reigns and Batista, and all that was going through my head, I was like thinking, okay, it should have either been Bryan or Punk that won it, but if you're going to go with anyone, go with Roman Reigns. And what do? They go with Batista. This son of a bitch. In what way has Batista deserved to win this Rumble? He's been gone for 4 years. The reason he left is because he didn't like the way the company was going. He bitched at your company, like, bad-mouthed it, and yet Vince, what does Vince do to punish him? Hey, Batista, we're going to let you win the Royal Rumble and main event, WrestleMania 30, probably against Randy Orton. Who the fuck wants to see that match? Not me. I've seen it before, and it wasn't even that good. So, what the fuck? And it was a clear indication of what people thought of this after the thing had finished. After Daniel Bryan didn't come out, the fans were booing throughout the rest of the show, and especially when Batista won. I have never, ever seen a crowd, like the show end with the crowd booing. I've never seen that. And it just amazes me how WWE thinks they can get away with this shit. It really amazes me. It amazes me how they don't see through all the bullshit, and why they just can't admit to the fact that we like Daniel Bryan, he's the most over guy in the company, just push him. Why they won't do that, I have no idea, and it is so amazingly stupid. It's... oh my god. But, it wasn't just the fans that hated on this. Did you see Twitter? And in particular, WWE Legends? If you have not seen any of the hate on Twitter, go onto it because it's worth reading. We got people like Mick Foley, he said what I said. WWE hates their audience, and he said he's never been so disgusted in a pay-per-view. Who else? And I can't remember the exact people, but there were just people saying, "Oh, Daniel Bryan should have been in the Rumble. Batista winning was a joke," and everyone but WWE or the corporate people in WWE absolutely hated this, and everyone apart from them can see that this was the wrong decision and it was total bullshit. But what's WWE going to do about it? They're just going to piss us off more, because that's become their trademark. I mean, Vince McMahon is douchebag, 70-year-old, senile old man. I respect Vince McMahon for doing what he did. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have WWE. There'd probably be no such thing as wrestling. But oh my god, this man is so he's so stupid. Like, it's time for him to just go home and live with Linda. Give controls of WWE to someone who actually knows what they're doing, because you have lost the plot, old man. You have lost it. It's either he's just lost it, or he has the worst hearing in the world. If he does nothing about this, then it is absolutely ridiculous. This motherfucker, like I said, he just needs to retire. I don't know why he didn't 10 years ago, because he started losing it then, but yeah, this show was full of good wrestling, absolutely horrible booking decisions. And to top it off, after the show, Batista, your golden boy, started flipping off the audience and mocking Daniel Bryan. Yeah, that's a great image for WWE, especially considering they're PG. But will WWE do anything about that? No, because they're just so stupid that they'll probably reward him again. It's like, you know what? We're actually going to give you the title at Mania. That's just the way WWE. That's what they're like these days. They're just full of stupid, clueless morons that don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to construct a wrestling show. And, they think throwing a ball into a rumble is entertaining. They think Batista coming back after bad-mouthing the company, they think that's a good moral or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They hate their fans. That's all I can say. They hate us, and at the moment I hate WWE too, in particular Vince McMahon, Triple H. Fuck yous all. You've all lost the plot. You're all so ignorant, and it's to actually potentially ruin someone's career. I'm talking about Daniel Bryan. Just to have someone who hasn't even... Just to gain publicity. That's all this is. That's why they brought Batista back in the first place. Because he's been in the UFC. That's probably why the reason they brought back Lesnar as well. Because they've been in the UFC and they realized the popularity of UFC. So they thought, let's bring him back and make some more money. WWE, you're full of fucking jokes. And it's quite sad, but what are you going to do? So overall, the Royal Rumble, yeah, good wrestling, horrible booking.